Hello beautiful friends, welcome back to the channel. So today we have a chore that we need to take care of here in our garden space. Now, it is obviously July, but we have had such a high heat going on the last month and a half that unfortunately our tomatoes have not actually been producing tomatoes yet. But the good news is that we have received a wonderful amount of rain and a nice cool down. So that means our tomato plants are going to be setting flowers, and you can kind of see here in the background they have already started to do so. So in order for a tomato to really be at its optimal or most productive, it really needs to have a nice cool night in, say, the 60 to 70 degree category to set the blossoms, and then it needs to have a temperature that is no higher than 90 in order for the fruit to fully develop and set. Now, as I said, we've been really high in the heat index and in the humidity index, and that includes our overnight, so they have not been setting flowers. But now that they are setting flowers, and now that we've got quite a mass of foliage that you can see here, we need to come in and we need to trim, particularly because we are in the south here, and well, blight. Tomato blight is a thing to be feared because once it hits, it takes out all your tomatoes all at once in less than 24 hours. So we need to make sure that we've got some good, proper airflow, and it will also help keep the plant cooler. So hopefully these blossoms with our cool down that we have received this week will begin to create some nice, lush, yummy tomatoes for us. So let me go on ahead, get you turned around and up into the middle of this crazy tomato plant here that we're going to corral, and I'm going to show you how we're going to do some tomato maintenance on this beauty. All right, let's go. All right, friends, so as you can see, it's really thick up in here, right? Okay. So the plan is to go in, we're going to thin off all of these, and you can see we've actually got some tomatoes that are starting to set, but we're going to trim off a lot of these excess branches that are unnecessary, and we are going to attempt to trellis this. Now this particular tomato, I cannot tell you what it is because it was actually growing in the mulch and I pulled it out of the mulch and then planted it in this bed. So it's going to be kind of a surprise tomato, but I am going to guess that it may be a currant, which is fine by me because I can take these and I can turn them into sun-dried tomatoes, which would be absolutely delicious. Now, what you see here, we'll go on ahead and get into the bulk of this. This right here is called a sucker, and you can tell because it's right here in the middle, and I'm just going to pinch it off. Now what you could do with this is you could put this in some water or dip it into some rooting hormone and have a whole other tomato plant to plant out if you are in a growing zone that has a long growing season. However, we're at the point in the year where we are not going to be able to get a harvest off of a second round of tomatoes, and I'm not real worried about it. I want to make sure that the tomato plants that I have here right now are going to produce the most that they can before I need to yank them out here in about a month. Yep, that's right. We're going to be yanking them out in about a month, maybe a month and a half at most. So what we are going to do, as you can see, I'm already starting to do it. I am trimming off all of these extra branches, and these are branches. Let me show you one of these. As you can see, there's no tomatoes growing on them. Now, all that we need leaf for is really to provide energy for the plant, but the thing of it is tomatoes by nature tend to be very bushy and very full, and they can ramble. In other words, they can go crazy and grow all over the place if you allow them to. So in order to keep them really healthy in our area, because of our damp climate, if we were to let this ramble, we are going to have 10 times more likely of a chance of having pests and blight and diseases take out this beautiful plant, and that's not what I want going on here. I've honestly let it go too long as it is, but life being life. So We are just going to thin all of this off so that we are not attracting any slugs or snails or anything. So we don't want these dragging on the ground like they are here at present. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to trellis this up, obviously on our cattle panel here. Now, also, taking the weight off of the branches is going to allow for easier trellising, plus it is going to encourage more fruit development, which is what we want. We don't want the plant to be thinking it needs to create more foliage in order to just get bigger and bigger and bigger. We want the plant to know that it needs to put its energy into making fruit. And when you trim off the excess branches, that's exactly what you are communicating to your tomato plant. So let's go on ahead and get this baby taken care of and get it trellised up and done for the day. Okay, folks, so that is a thing of beauty right there. So this is definitely more along the lines of what we are going for here on the homestead. This will relax after about 24 hours and it'll start to open up a little bit more again, and it should start to mature those fruit on beautifully. So we will probably be having currant tomatoes, I want to say probably within the next 3 or 4 days from the looks of, because if you come down here, look at that. Yeah, so they're just about ready. All right, so I hope you found this video helpful, guys. If you are working with your tomatoes and you have been struggling with blight or pests or diseases, hopefully this gives you an idea of what you can do to kind of get it corralled, basically get it maintained to where you can hopefully get a nice harvest off of it for this year. Like I said, this year it looks like it's going to be a little bit of a lower yield as far as tomatoes go here on our homestead. I'm not overly upset about that though, because we had such a big yield last year that I've still got sauce and things that I have not gone through. So I'm not really sweating the fact that I did not get or have not yet gotten a huge haul. It could surprise me, and with the cool down, we could end up starting to get bumper crops here in August. Who knows? We'll see what happens. But like I said, if I don't have it, it's okay. I've still got what I have done from last year, and I am totally cool with that. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll go on ahead and link another tomato video at the end of this one if you want to learn more about growing your own tomatoes where you are. And I also have down below in the description box a link to my wait list. So I am in the middle of finishing up my ultimate small garden guide. So I've been working on this for a while. I'm very excited about it. And that wait list is for anybody who is interested in grabbing this new guide before anybody else, and if you're wanting a discount. So go on ahead, sign up for that, totally free. No, I don't give your information away to anybody or anything. You stay on our newsletter list and that's it. So go on ahead and join today, because I would love to be able to connect with you in that way. I would love to be able to get you to grow right where you are successfully. So as always, keep it simple, natural, and essential. We'll see you on the next video, guys. Bye.